Hello crafters, welcome to Crafted in His Image. Today I'm going to make a box with you, a little gift box, but I want to show you these are some boxes that I actually bought many years ago when I lived in Japan, and it was a kit where you cut out the pieces and then you folded it on the score lines and it made all these really awesome little gift boxes. And I've been hoarding them. I've had them in a box for years and years and years, and I thought, well, I'm going to take them apart and make templates out of them and try to make another box. So today what I'm going to do is do a box similar to this one where this piece slides into the little flap and opens up and you can put a gift inside there. I want to make it a little smaller because I would like my gift to be a bar of chocolate. So it's not going to be quite this big, but same general idea of how we're going to make the gift. So we're going to start out with a piece of paper that is 8.5 by 7. I'm going to bring this over here and we need to do some scoring. So I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way so that I don't use it. I'm going to start by scoring on the shorter side, along the shorter side of the top here. We're going to score at 2 inches, 2 1/4 inches, 4 3/4 inch, and at 5 inches. Now I'm going to turn it so now my long side is up at the top here, and I want to score at 1 1/4 inch, and again at 7 1/4 inch, which means I need to pull out my little arm, move this over to 7 1/4. There we go. And actually, while I have this out, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use a pencil just so that I can see where that's at, because it's kind of hard to see. But I'm going to use my cutting blade. I'm going to cut up to that line, and that's basically just this second score line here. And I'm going to cut up to it, a little further, and then do the same thing on this one. And let's just make sure that it's a nice straight cut. I could use scissors to do that, but I'm not very straight with my scissors. So I am going to use the scissors now and just cut off here. So we're cutting off this square, or rectangle, cutting off this rectangle, and then we're going to cut up on these 2 score lines up to the horizontal. I hope you can see those score lines. I don't know if you can or not. But I will have all the dimensions on the blog so you can see this. There we go, and I'm actually going to cut off this little tab. Go and cut off this tab. Now, because I want this to be a little higher up on, to be able to get a little height to wrap around my chocolate, I'm going to do an additional score line on these 2 flaps only, not on this flap. So with that in mind, I'm going to place it so that the edge of my paper is on the 1/4 inch line there, and score. And I'll probably just flip it over and do the same thing on this way. I'm going to put that edge right on the 1/4. It's the very first line. Whoops, I don't want it on that flap, this flap. There we go. So now I can get this out of the way. So I'm going to fold in on all my score lines. Fold in. My paper keeps wanting to slide around on me. There we go. Alright, so I have everything folded, ready to go, but we're going to do a little bit of corner rounding. I'm going to use our Project Life corner rounder, and I'm going to round a few of these edges. This one here, actually, this I like that it can be turned this way. You can see it pretty easily. Around this corner. And this just, these 2 are kind of important. It makes it easier to tuck in. These are just, they just look nice. And this last flap here. Alrighty. And then what I'm going to do is on this flap here, I'm going to pull in our pretty heart confetti punch. I'm going to center it the best I can, which actually it happens to be right, those creases are right on the edge, so I'm going to center that, give it a good punch down, And then if you pull it over to one side till your hearts, can you see the silver in there? You want it so that the silver lines up right perfectly inside your hearts. Punch again, over to the other side, and I know now I'm in the shadow so it's harder to see. There we go, the silver is all filled in there. Punch again, and there we have some heart punch outs. Okay? And woo, and lots of heart confetti. Push that out of the way. Now the only gluing that we're going to do is glue a little piece of just an accent strip, and I'm using Fast Fuse simply because it was out and it was handy. You could easily, snail would work just as fine with this. And this piece is, let me measure real quick, 6 by 1.5 inches. And on this flap, I am going to lay this little piece right here along that crease. And there we go. We've got that piece finished. And now I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to bring in a piece of our Blushing Bride cotton ribbon. And I'm going to wrap this around. I'm just going to tie a knot here rather than a bow. There we go. Trim off my ribbons. Alright, and we are ready to assemble now. So, put in my Hershey bar, fold in those flaps, lift this up, and then this piece you're going to tuck in to and tuck in. Maybe I need to trim that just a hair with my scissors. And there we have a cute little gift. And I think I'm going to slide this up just a bit so I can stamp, and I normally should have stamped this before. So, let's pull out a thank you stamp. I think it'll fit right there. So rather than try to stamp this, we're going to dismantle. Just quickly. There we go. Much easier to stamp on a flat surface than it is to stamp on something that's three-dimensional. So ink that up. Stamp the little thank you. And this sentiment comes from the Celebrate Baby set. I know this isn't a baby gift, although it could be. It's pink. Super cute. But I thought the thank you was just the right size that I wanted for right there. So now, let's reassemble. Okay, put this in. Let's see if it goes in a little easier the second time around. Tuck into the little flaps. Tuck into the little flaps. And now you see why you did the pink. Actually, I am going to trim that just a hair to make it easier to go in there. Let's just use a scissor here and just trim. There we go. So that's the side that didn't seem to want to go in. Just a hair, just a tiny, tiny bit off of there. And that should help make it go into our pocket here. Oh yes, yes, yes. Much, much easier. There we go. And there you have it, a cute little thank you. You could use this as a gift for a baby shower. You could use it as if you put a different sentiment, this would be cute for Valentine's Day. Our new Star Punch would also be really cute on here if you wanted to give this as a birthday gift or something for a boy, maybe in reds and blues. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day. Thanks.